Hello, my HD people. We're about to go live. Greetings, unsettled souls, and welcome back to The Correct Views. Sam I.B. DeGangi reporting for the Media Speaks, and it is time again for the Dunce Cap of the Month Award. I'd quit doing this. I didn't do it last month. Don't worry, there's still two coming for you. There's two winners today. It got expensive. Sometimes these are like $50 to send. It's very, very expensive. Mike McLaughlin donated a printer to the show. Brought the Dunce Cap back. If you guys want to help me get these sent, the correct views at hotmail.com. Look up Mike McLaughlin on facebook.com. He sells short stories, and he's an amazing writer. You can pick which stories you want. He'll send them to you all in one section. So go to facebook.com, look up Mike McLaughlin, and you will be glad that you did. Friends, you're here for the Dunce Cap of the Month Award. We're going to make sure you get it. I'm going to give you the runner-ups as always, as I always do. Child interrogated and suspended after voluntarily turning in a toy gun at school. Officials demand the 11-year-old undergo counseling. Listen to this BS. These guys I'm telling you, this is a tough one to figure out who was going to be the winner of the Dunce Cap because there were so many stupid people. Oh my God. And yet another case of zero tolerance, insanity in schools. An 11-year-old boy was interrogated without the knowledge of his parents and then suspended after he accidentally brought a plastic toy gun to school. What makes this case stand out is that the fact that the 6th grader, Caden Cook, actually knew that he shouldn't have brought the toy gun with him to school and voluntarily turned it in after finding that he'd accidentally left it in his jacket pocket. Instead of using their common sense, what common sense? Just look around you. Does anybody listening to my voice right now think that America's educational system knows anything about common sense? Look around you at what they've produced. To save myself. It says those at Frederick Funston Elementary School, for those of you that would like to contact them and let them know how stupid they are, which is why I do this, the Frederick Funston Elementary School in Chicago freaked out and subjected him to interrogation and intimidation tactics, threats and accusations of lying, according to a report by the wonderful people at the Rutherford Institute. It's a rights group whose attorney have taken up the case. According to Caden's mother, Mrs. Fraustro, Caden was waiting in line to be patted down on Friday, January 31st, when he realized that he had mistakenly left in his sweater pocket a toy plastic gun, which he had played with the previous night. A letter from Rutherford Institute John Whitehead to the director of Chicago Public Schools reads, Caden alerted the security personnel to the predicament. The fact that the school is patting down 11-year-old children is shocking in and of itself, and highlights how the security enhancements seen in airports and at transport hubs have made their way into everyday life. Perhaps school officials are simply emulating airport security, which is now engaged, as I mentioned before, in taking the guns away from Woody the doll. The Rutherford Institute is always on our side on this, so that's good to hear. Friends, BizPackReview.com, this one stood up as a good nominee. NFL considering a 15-yard penalty for anti-gay racial slurs. The National Football League, the National Pansy League, is considering a new penalty. And it's a biggie. 15 yards for a first infraction and getting thrown out of the game for the second. So once the offense using racial or homophobic slurs. You know what? When I was growing up, we used to play a game called Smear the Queer. I don't care if it's politically correct or not. It was painful. One person would get the football, and then everybody else would try to tackle him. And whoever got the furthest won the game, and you would play again. This has been part of sports forever. You antagonize the other side. So if the guy in front of you is Chinese, you get down in front of him and you're a hunch, and you want to throw his game off. So you're like, come on, you eating any dog today? You eating any dog today? Chinese guy looks at the American guy and goes, we only serve that to idiots like you. That has always gone on. So this feminization of the NFL is going to lose a lot of fans. John Wooten, who leads the Fritz Polland Alliance, said he believes the league's competition committee will make the rule official next month. Fritz Pollin monitors diversity in the NFL, according to ESPN. I will be totally shocked if the competition committee does not uphold us on what we're trying to do, Wooten said. Let me tell you what. The first time someone's favorite team, you might die if you do this in Philly, the first time that their favorite team loses 15 yards because they called somebody a faggot, you are going to have a lot of angry fans. So what I want everybody to do, black, white, Korean, straight, gay, I want you all to think up as many racial slurs as you can and carry them on signs in the building. Just hide them in you somewhere. Make them in the bathroom if you have to. Just to stop this. Again, I'm Italian. I'm Mexican. Let them fly. I don't care. They're words. CBS local.com. Don't go to this site because it keeps refreshing. It's annoying. It's annoying. Don't go there. You'll hate it. 2014 CBS Cares colonoscopy sweepstakes. Who would like to win a tube up their rear? This is the competition. This is why you're watching the Dunce Cap of the Month award. My juggalo friends who are waiting for the end of this are laughing their asses off right now. When it came to creating a sweepstakes, PSA with a football theme, the CBS Cares team was in familiar territory. Some of our members work on CBS NFL broadcast, and we couldn't have been more thrilled and appreciative than we learned that CBS Sports, the NFL, and the NFL Today talent were willing to support this project. Basically, you have a chance to win a tube up the butt, even if you don't need one. Now, when it came to the opera-themed PSA, we were in somewhat new territory. Well, there's something else is going in new territory. It's not that our team knew nothing about opera. One of our members has grossed from time to time about being dragged to operatic productions by his wife. You could have heard him after he sat through the nearly hour-long performance of Wagner's Gutemmerung, whatever, when he expounded on various Pacini love duets who we might have used for the colonoscopy sweepstakes. We began to realize that the reluctant spouse had become a smitten opera fan. Blah, 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 blah. Stupid, but not stupid enough to win the Dunce Cap of the Month award. Friends, do me a favor. If you're in Canton, Ohio, go to the Arcadia Grill and check out the amazing food that you will find there. Ravioli, steaks from time to time. They've got a full bar that will make you salivate. That's how good they make their drinks. So make sure you go there and enjoy the food at the Arcadia Grill. Also, make sure you go to Facebook.com and look up Mike McLaughlin's stories and purchase a couple. Friends, 3 more to get to. I got 2 winners. This is the last of the runner-ups. SPLC. You already know you're in trouble. More than half of white Americans are anti-black. Mikhail Phelan mentioned this is baloney. Absolute BS. It's not true at all. I hear it all the time because I know that vocal running is a horrible noise. So supposedly I don't like black people because I know that vocal running sucks. I know it's not my opinion, it's fact. So I'm automatically a racist, right? Because I don't like Obama, I don't like vocal running. Never mind the fact that my favorite drummer in the last 20 years is black, the guy from Suffocation. Never mind that never have I said anything but wanting equal rights for all people. But if you don't like certain things the way you're supposed to like them, then it's not a preference, it's a racism. You're racist if you don't like Obama. That's who the Southern Poverty Law Center, that's how they think. Ridiculous. I know very few whites that are racist. Very, very few. It's not happening, people. During an interview with CNN last week, Mark Patuk of the Southern Poverty Law Center boldly claimed that more than half of white Americans hate blacks. That's because he's a moron. That's why he's being talked about under the Dunce Cap of the Month award. Would I like to see a black man president? Yes, his name is Walter Williams. While discussing whether or not white-on-black crime has increased in recent years, Patuk argued that a drastic rise was evident, alluding that American whites have become more racist due to a black president. No, just due to the fact that he's an idiot. We don't like him. It has nothing to do with the color of his skin. Well, I think the best data shows that, in fact, anti-black racism has risen over the last 4 or 5 years, Patuk said. No, a lot of us hate the thug culture. We're gonna get ours, shoddy. No, we hate that. You know what? Most black people hate that as well. Because they're not any different than us. That's why they're thinking and they can tell that Lil Wayne is an idiot. There's polling that shows that both implicit and explicit anti-black attitudes among American whites have gone up quite significantly between '08 and '12. No, that's only if you happen to say something against someone they like, then they can call you racist. That's what's happening there. Attitudes have not changed. CNN contributor Raheen Salam, visibly shocked by Patuk's assertions, pointed to the massive strides gained by American race relations. I think that's extremely misleading, Salam wisely said. You'll see, for example, that one of the 12 marriages in the United States is now an interracial marriage. Salam went on to highlight the fact that the definition of racism has drastically changed, with certain groups attempting to find racism in places where it does not exist. The thing is, people are getting very creative in what they are characterizing as racism, Salam wisely added. When you look at hard statistics like interracial marriages, interracial friendships, when you look at the level of racial segregation, you've seen enormous progress over time, and I think that we should celebrate it. In an attempt to defend his position, the dolt Patuk quickly jumped on his own organization's statistics, claiming that the American hate groups are at epidemic levels. That's like letting TEPCO let you know what the radiation levels are and then tell you it's safe based on what they did when they already lied. That's what the SPLC is doing. They have fake data about racism that they keep spitting out there as if it were fact, as if they had a legitimate organization. We've seen an enormous growth over the last 15 years, and so in the number of hate groups, primarily white supremacist groups, from about 600 to 2,000 to more than 1,000 today. Or in 2000 to more than 1,000 today, Patuk said. While the SPLC does list some legitimate hate groups on its website, they also list Oath Keepers. Oath Keepers are the most non-racially motivated group ever. They want to hold judges and police officers and the military to the oath that they took. That's all they want to do, but I guess that's racist now. So friends, look up the rest of the article. I mean, it's ridiculous. It says, another thing is we have organizations like them, the Southern Poverty Law Center, that really have been grown enormously in years. For example, in '95, the SPLC had net assets of $52 million. In 2011, they had $250 million. And this is not a period during a time which racism increased by a factor of 5, most certainly not. Rather, they have been able to grow by drawing on instances of this kind and then weaving them into racism, which is not happening. All right, friends, that brings us to the winners of the Dunce Cap of the Month Award. I told you I was, in fact, 2 months behind. That means I have 2 caps to send out. First one, RT.com, goes to... Oh, I got to get my music on. So who do you think it goes to while I call this up? Who do you think gets the Dunce Cap of the Month Award? Who do you think earned it? This one. I might even have my music ready here. Who do you think gets it? Do you think... the FBI? Because if you read it and you thought the FBI, then guess what? You were absolutely, totally, completely correct. They get it for what they said about ICP. For those of you that don't know, it doesn't matter whether or not you think ICP are great, Insane Clown Posse, whether you think they're great rappers or not. I do not think that they're great rappers. Great rappers would be, even though he goes too far with his entertainment, King Gordy, Eminem, Watch the Skies by Atmosphere, any of that stuff. Some of the Immortal Technique stuff. KRS-One would definitely be in there. Insane Clown Posse are comedians. They are comedians who rap. You either find them funny or you don't find them funny, and either way, whatever. But they're not gangs. They're not violent. They're not glamorizing thug life. They're actually making fun of thug life. They dress in clown makeup. They call out Michael Eisner. They said he could suck a certain part of his male anatomy, which I thought was great because he had signed them and they made him mad. I love that about them. I think that they are absolutely hilarious. And if you like more funny music, like some of what Frank Zappa did, then you probably think ICP are funny. Their music does not suck. Their music is put together by Mikey Clark. Mikey Clark is famous for writing music for everyone. I think Alea once even, who I'm not a big fan of, more vocal running. But in any event, the man can do anything. So the music is being written by someone that knows what they're doing, and they're rapping. It's 2 comedians. Let's go after comedians, FBI. No wonder people believe that conspiracy theories are happening. The Insane Clown Posse, ICP, a Detroit rap duo which enjoys a large and obsessive fan base, has launched a federal lawsuit against the U.S. Justice Department and the FBI in retaliation for classifying their fan members as a criminal gang. Say what they want whenever they feel. I love it. 4 fans of the band, which is famous for their flamboyant clown makeup emulated by their followers known as Juggalos, from the states of Nevada, California, Iowa, and North Carolina, joined forces with its founders Joseph Bruce and Joseph Usler to fight the criminal designation. The Michigan branch of the American Civil Liberties Union is also taking part in the suit on behalf of ICP. ACLU can go either way, but they're right on this one. The band is known for holding raucous music festivals, of which I've been to 2. They're a blast. Though according to the new suit filed on Wednesday, authorities have crossed the line and infringed on their constitutionally protected freedom of speech and expression by treating fans of the group as a criminal element. Amen. According to Mark Parsons of Nevada, who is taking part in the suit filed Wednesday, Tennessee state troopers detained him for displaying an ICP logo on his truck. Parsons considers himself to be one of the original fans of ICP. I caught him just right around the time of Malenko myself, having attended shows and supported the band for years. In honor of the band, Mark named his own trucking company Juggalo Express, LLC, and decorated his big rig with the image of the Hatchet Man, said a statement in the Michigan ACLU. While Mark was hauling cargo in his tractor trailer emblazoned with an ICP logo, he was detained for safety inspections by Tennessee state trooper. When Mark asked why he was stopped, the trooper replied that it was the logo was associated with a gang, according to the FBI. Yeah, gangbangers always drive professional, decked-out, very expensive trucks. Moron! Another of the suit's participants, Scott Grandy of North Carolina, says he was forced to spend hundreds of dollars concealing his Juggalo tattoos as the U.S. Army recruit after the military deemed the gang-related body art. Among the supporters of almost any group, whether it be a band or sports team, university, political organization, or religion, there will be some people who violate the law, reads the suit. However, it is wrong to designate the entire group of supporters as a criminal gang based on the acts of a few. Exactly. I know a whole lot of death metal fans who are not satanic, or black metal for that matter. Guess what? I love mayhem. I am not satanic. They are. Same thing with this. So friends, read the rest of the article. Here is what I wrote. Make sure high def can see it, and make sure my low def people get a good look. Actually, let me call this up real quick to make sure that you got a good look. There you go. So what does it say? Of course, that's what you want to know. The DUNCE Cop of the Month award for the FBI. In the supposed age of terrorism, unimaginable violence, and dreadful threats from every side, I wrote, you fools at the FBI have seen fit to put time and effort into 2 comedic rappers from Detroit who dress in clown makeup and sing fictional songs about horror scenes that exist only in their heads. They're like Stephen King, for those of you that don't know. Rather than endorsing a gang mentality, ICP has made a career of mocking gangs, all while hosing their crowds in deadly Faygo soda. I pointed that out. No wonder so many believe in so-called conspiracy theories. It's easier than believing that you at the FBI are this dumb. Friends, that is January's Dunce Cap of the Month award winner. And here is February's Dunce Cap of the Month award winner. I'm amazed this guy hasn't gotten one sooner. He really is one of the dumbest leaders in the whole world. Breitbart.com, here we go. Kerry, John Kerry, climate change, your world's most fearsome weapon of mass destruction. Oh, you mean the climate change that is not being caused by man at all. You mean the climate change that's actually helping the planet to some degree. You mean the climate change that's getting rid of the ice caps, even though the ice caps have more ice on them now than ever before. Or maybe, in fact, you mean the man-made global warming that was talked about in ClimateGate, or maybe when they went to rescue the people that were studying global warming and they froze in the ice and had to be rescued by not 1 but 2 ships. Before I forget, friends, here's the Juggalo Dunce Cap. I almost forgot to show it to everyone. She drew, Christelle has drawn Shags and Violet and Jay on it. And this is John Kerry's dunce cap getting sent to him. Look at that. Yeah. What's it say? Record-breaking ice recorded. Talks of many ice ages. ClimateGate.com. First time in history the Great Lakes have completely frozen over. Record-breaking cold. Man-made global warming is a lie. And we've been experiencing ice quakes. All of that are written on John Kerry's hat. Secretary of State John Kerry told Indonesians on Sunday that global warming is now perhaps the world's most fearsome weapon of mass destruction. Think about the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. It doesn't keep us safe if the United States secures its nuclear arsenal while other countries fail to prevent theirs from falling into the hands of terrorists, said the idiot Kerry. He added, the bottom line is this. It is the same thing with climate change, except for the fact that it isn't happening. In a sense, climate change can now be considered another weapon of mass destruction, perhaps even the world's most fearsome weapon of mass destruction. Never mind that nukes do exist and man-made global warming, of course, does not. Because of climate change, it's no secret that today in Indonesia, one of the most vulnerable countries on earth, Kerry said, it's not an exaggeration to say that the entire way of life and the way that they live and love is at risk. No, that is an exaggeration, as a matter of fact, Mr. Kerry. That is the definition of an exaggeration. We should not allow a tiny minority of shoddy scientists or people with brains in their head and science and extreme ideologues to compete with scientific facts, said Kerry, except for the fact, like ClimateGate.com says, it's not a fact, it's a lie. The science is unequivocal, that is a lie. And those who refuse to believe it are simply burying their heads in the sand. Yeah, as we all freeze to death. So this dunce cap right here might be a little bit difficult to read. If you notice, it says, congratulations, John Kerry in it. Well, it may be a little bit hard for him to read because it looks like his name seems to be covered up a little bit by icicles, doesn't it? Let me read what I wrote, the freaking moron. Dunce Cap of the Month Award, congratulations, Mr. Kerry. As most of the globe struggles to keep warm during record cold, you not only block the U.S. from heating with coal, you claim that the lie of man-made global climate change is a threat equal to the worst WMD, I wrote. For that reason, and others too many to name, you win the Dunce Cap of the Month Award, Mr. John Kerry. Congratulations, you dolt. You are listening to The Correct Views. Sam I.B. reporting for The Media Speaks. Go to themediaspeaks.com, look up the work of Kyle Cordy-Lake and myself. Also, go to the Arcadia Grill. Let them know Sam sent you. And while you're there, hit your phone up, go to Mike McLaughlin's site on Facebook. Read some of his awesome short stories while you're enjoying your food. Good night, friends. God bless.